watch it.
Town TV, what a jolly good show.
Well, welcome to this week's show. Earlier in the week, Steve the cameraman went up to the Winton School in Andover. While he was at the Winton School, he found Caroline Lowning, who's one of the pupils, and she's going to be our presenter for this item. So over to you, Caroline.
Welcome to the Performance Hall at Winton School, and we're here to meet the cast of their latest production, Daisy Pulls It Off. And what's your name?
My name's Miss Cook, and I'm the drama teacher here.
And which part will you be playing?
I'll be playing Miss Granville, the frumpy English teacher.
Okay.
Just note the dress.
And what's your name, young lady?
My name's Becky, and I play Trixie Martin, Madcap and Poet of the Upper Fourth.
Oh, yes. And what's your name?
My name's Amy, and I play Monica Smithers.
And what's Monica like?
She's a school toady.
Oh, I see. And what's your name?
Laura Bentley.
And what will you be playing?
Sybil Burlington.
And what's Sybil like?
A snob.
Okay. And what's your name?
Ruth.
And what will you be playing?
Belinda Matheson.
Great. And what's your name?
I'm Norma Rushmere.
And which part will you be playing in the play?
Miss Gibson, the head teacher.
And what's your name?
My name's Caroline Benger.
And which part will you be playing?
I'll be playing Daisy, the heroine of Grangewood School.
Oh, okay. And what's your name?
Over at the back there.
Daniel
Give us a
Morris.
sermon.
And give us a sermon. And which part will you be playing?
Mr. Skoblasky, the enigmatic Russian music teacher.
And what's your name there?
My name's Alan Braithwaite.
And which part will you be playing?
I'm Mr. Thompson, the gardener.
Oh, I see. Right. Let's ask the director what he thinks of the production. Come over here, Mr. Ware.
Well, we started rehearsing back in October, I would say. Some of the main characters have been rehearsing 3 nights a week since October, and we've worked very hard in the last couple of weeks building the set and getting the costumes and the lighting and everything sorted out. And we're just about to start our final dress rehearsal.
The mantle of responsibility falls tonight by lottery on the fourth wall. Together with a little help from members of staff, they have asked me to announce their offering, a play in 2 acts entitled Daisy Pulls It Off. Thank you.
I'd really just like to, before we get started, thank everybody for turning up. At the moment, I believe we're 1 team short. There's Andy Griffiths' team here. He's just come in. Right, we're not 1 team short. We've got the full 10, which is a record for us. Last time we did this, we only had 7. That's right. Thanks for turning up. I'd just like to remind you why you're here, basically. You're here to raise funds for a charity called Bliss, Baby Life Support Systems. And the charity basically provide all the premature baby, special care baby unit stuff for all the hospitals up and down the country. Last year alone, they donated £745,000 worth of equipment, and this year, to replace most of the stuff that's now obsolete, they need to raise £1.5 million. So ours will obviously go to help that, hopefully a great deal. I heard that one of the teams has already raised about 250 quid. So thanks very much to that team. I hope all the others do as well. Those of you that don't really know what special care baby unit looks like, or what a little premature baby looks like, photographs of my son are on that bench over there in a little blue photo album. I would encourage you to have a look, really, not trying to pull any heartstrings and all that. My little boy was born 3.5 months premature and weighed 1.5 pounds when he was born. And it's because of the charity Bliss that he and my wife actually survived. Without the charity, they both would have died. Because basically, the government doesn't provide the equipment that's necessary. But once again, thanks very much indeed. I hope you enjoyed today.
Thank you, Bill. That's kind. Okay, I'm going to talk you through the briefing now. Where are the people that haven't been in a car before?
Well, the tension is mounting here at Cartwell, and any signs of friendliness that was here has now disappeared. The teams are preparing to go. Edmund, what's your team called?
We're the Point to Point Couriers team.
And what are you doing here?
We're racing for Bill Williams for charity, doing a bit of sort of sponsorship for him, that sort of stuff.
Yes, and how many people are on your team?
We've got 4 on our team. This is Steve, who you probably know. You might recognise the little face.
A rough and ready look here. I'm just getting my overalls on. Oh, thank you, Paulo. We had a slight lack of microphone there. I've got the rough and ready look for the. Here we go. And yes, we're going to have some fun. I've never done this before, so I'll be a right wally, and I'm sure I'll be able to see it on film in a minute. So, what else you got there, Ed? Or what have we got?
We've got Debbie over there with the black jacket on, and Dickie with the green jacket. So, Debbie and Dickie. Here we go. Smile at the camera, guys. Thank you.
And here I am with Bill. And what's your team called, Bill?
Well, we're the Winton School Youth Action Group, the YAGs.
All right, I've got children that go to Winton School?
No, I haven't. No, I'm the police school liaison officer for Winton School, and I've got a team of crime prevention panel lads that are coming down.
And how many people are in your team?
Well, there's 4 of us, like all the other teams. There's 4 to a team.
All right, and are you hoping to do well?
I'm hoping to win.
No chance of that, I'm afraid. No chance at all.
I didn't win last time, but I'm going to try harder.
And here's Barry. What's your team called, Barry?
We're the Andover Specials.
And are you hoping to do well?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of weight on our side, so it shouldn't do too bad.
Bill on the way.
We are the Fairlight Flyers.
And who's the team leader?
Well, it seems to be me. Seem to be voted in by my co-drivers.
You looking forward to it?
Immensely, yes. Yeah. It's my first endurance race, although I have been up here karting once or twice before. Great fun. Very looking forward to it.
Hi, what's your team called?
Team Triffic.
And who's your team leader?
I am.
That one there. Well?
We're going to win. We're the best.
The best.
We're the best. We're going to win.
Thank you.
Yeah, Team Triffic.
Famous last words.
What's your team called?
Oh, God. We are Basingstoke Traffic, the #1 traffic crew.
So you're hoping to do well? Stick by the law?
Oh, of course. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, one go above 70 miles an hour. Obey the double wide line systems and go as fast as you can.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And this looks like our youngest team. What's your team called?
I don't know. We were Red 5, but it's gone to Red 1 now, so...
And
Fire Station Youth Team. So, they're representing us. You're going to do well, aren't you, lads?
Yeah, we're going to win.
So, Steve, are you nervous?
Well, I thought I'd be very cool and casual about the whole thing, to be honest. But, yes, I am. If you've actually noticed, these things do seem to be going rather fast. Now, I am a little bit worried, because there is a slight height difference here, folks, as you might have noticed. I am a little bit on the lanky side. And these carts look rather small, so I think you're going to have a good laugh at seeing my knees tucked up around my ears. And we are Team 6, so keep an eye out for us. And I love you, everybody, and it was nice knowing you, and it's a shame I'm going to die. Thank you very much, Paula.
Well,
So what's the problem then?
unjustly yellow flagged.
Right.
Broke my car.
I believe that somebody actually came into the back of you, is that correct?
They came into the side of me. I was
Into the
on
side of
racing
you?
line, and he pulled into me, and
Yeah.
I got the yellow flag for it. Well out of it.
So, what happened out there?
Well, basically, because we got novice drivers out there, one of the guys went out there, forgot which was the brake, which was the accelerator, got a wobble on, thought to himself, oh God, and slammed on the accelerator really hard.
So you're from the winning team. How did you feel you were doing well?
Yeah, at the beginning. It's tiring. Very tiring.
Did you have any problems out there at all?
The chain kept coming off, but that's it.
Well done anyway, okay. And who was second?
Or joint second with team number 3 or team number 4, and our policy was just to go steady all the way through, keep out of trouble, keep off the curbs, and it played off. We looked after the machinery and we got a good result out of it. Very pleased.
Well done, well done. Anything?
Yeah, I'm just really tired. Can't believe how tiring it is on your arms, but there was only 2 of us in our team, so we had to work a little bit harder. Yeah, apart from a bit of a problem with the cart, we enjoyed it, and as I say, tried to keep out of trouble. Not always, but tried to. Enjoyed it very much, thank you.
Well done. And here we are, Mr. Driver of the Year. How did you think you were going to get this award?
Not at all, no. I've never done this before. In our team, we had 2 people that had never done it before. All we did was sort of take it as steady as possible, and that was it, basically. Really good. Really enjoyed it.
Well done.
Okay.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hi, as you can see, I survived the kart racing, just a little bit battered and bruised. I certainly wasn't the only one. Unfortunately, our team, point to point, only made it to 6th, which was a little bit upsetting. But the Basingstoke Traffic Police, Triffic, were last, if that makes you feel any better. Okay, now, obviously, we had a lot of fun doing it, but we must bear in mind and remember that there was an important cause behind what we were actually doing, and that, of course, was Bliss Charity. Charity for looking after newborn and premature babies. There's obviously something that's very close to Bill Williams' heart, as you heard during the programme. Now, this is the Bliss magazine called Newborn News, sorry. Now, if you'd like any more information on Bliss and this magazine and any way that you might be able to help, you can give Bill Williams a call at the Andover Police Station on Andover 324311. That's Andover 324311. And if possibly any of you out there might like to donate a little bit of money, I know we've done the event now, but the more money the better. You can drop in a little bit of cash here, or drop it in straight to Bill at the police station, and all donations greatly received. Okay, well, thank you very much. See you soon. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Chantry Centre studio. This afternoon I have a guest that some of you may be familiar with, Bert Ernie, author of Inns of Andover. Now, tell me, Bert, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, it all started out really as an idea for an article for my newspaper, the Daily Echo. I was working as a district reporter for them in Andover at the time.
Right.
And it started out that way, but it just snowballed. It just snowballed into a book.
I believe there have been a few editions of Inns of Andover. The most recent has just been published. I've
That's
seen
right,
it in
yes,
some of the local
yes.
pubs. When was
Yes.
the first edition published?
The first was in 1955.
Right.
And that was a very slim little yellow book, and we sold adverts to pay for it.
Right. Now, do you? Has there been much change in the Inns of Andover in the last 30 or so years?
We've, yes, obviously lost a few and gained a few. Not many gained, I can tell you. Not many. But basically they're about the same, you know. Basically. The stories from them are the same because of their stories from the past.
Right.
And they don't change.
So, but exactly how many pubs are there in Andover?
Better refer to the book. I think it's 26, something like that, present day. But of course there were many more than that years ago.
Right, and I mean Andover is obviously quite a small town, and why would it have had so
That's
many
right.
pubs?
Well, that's because of its geographical position. You see, it's on the main road from London to Exeter. And when the stagecoaches started to roll through, we had 30 stagecoaches every day through Andover.
My goodness.
Stopping here. That's stopping, in addition to passing through. Most of them stopped for refreshment, change the horses, that sort of thing. And so they needed somewhere to refresh themselves, put up for the night.
Right.
And that's why they grew.
Right.
The main road from London was down London Street, along Bridge Street, out that way. And the pubs were literally cheek by jowl, side by side there.
And how long ago would that have been? I mean, within living memory?
Yes, yeah. Oh, no. We're talking about 1840.
Right.
The railway came in 1854, and that began to see the end of it.
Well, now, of course,
Stagecoach.
there was, not too long ago, 2 stations in Andover. The one
That's
that we
right.
presently have, and of course, one where I believe Safeways is now is.
Yes, that was the town station, as we called it, and the line ran from Andover to Southampton.
Right.
Very useful line.
No more.
Beeching Acts stopped that.
So I would
63.
imagine that the which act?
Beeching.
Right.
Beeching was Lord Beeching,
Yeah.
who was commissioned by the government to cut down the number of railways. And he did it ruthlessly.
Right.
Ruthlessly.
And what year would that have
63, the Andover town station closed.
been? Right.
It was one of the branch lines that was closed down
Right.
under Beeching.
So that was a Beeching cut. So
Yes.
how many? I mean, obviously there would have been quite a lot of pubs, I would imagine, around stations. They tend to group around stations. Did that
You see,
lead?
you have now a station hotel right
Yes.
next to where the station was. Complete misnomer. The railway inn was just this side of the station, on the town side.
Right.
That's gone now. But both are complete misnomers because there's no station there.
Right, completely gone. I mean, did the death of the town station lead to the demise of various pubs in town?
No, not necessarily. I think most of them had gone before when the coaching ceased. That wrote the death warrant for most of them.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. But,
And of course different licensing acts which came in saying that pubs had to be licensed, because at one time you could just open an ale house in your own back kitchen, brew the stuff and sell it. But there became too many of
it's
those.
unfortunately no longer.
And they had to clamp down.
Right.
Pubs had to be licensed every year then,
I see.
licensing sessions, or Brewster sessions as they call them.
Right.
I think that came in around about 1878, but don't hold me to that.
Okay, I won't, and I won't check up either. But okay, so I see you've got some copies of your book down here. Maybe you'd like to show the viewers the cover of the most recent one. Yeah, so I
Let's
think
see,
people will be familiar with this. I've certainly seen it in a couple of the local hostelries.
That's the latest one, and
a couple more of the earlier editions.
this was an early one that I had bound. It had a pale yellow colour cover, which has disappeared, but a friend of mine bound it for me.
Right.
And
this was published in, as you said, 1950.
this was second edition, I think. Yes, this was Second Thoughts. First one was in 1955. This one, it doesn't say.
And have they always been popular? Have
Doesn't
you
say.
sold reasonable amounts of them?
Yes, they. You see, local history isn't necessarily popular with the general public, but pubs are. And if you
Absolutely.
combine the two, you're on a winner.
Right, absolutely.
And this was the latest. And this was what I used as my...
Is your crib sheet for the latest
yes.
one?
Look, amendments.
Right.
All over the places. This is what I revised to bring this one
And
into
how long
being.
did it actually take you to write this latest edition?
The latest edition, I suppose I was working on it about 6 months, something like that,
Right.
last year.
Right.
Perhaps not as long as that, because it wasn't a terribly difficult job to revise what I'd written before. But we've changed the layout a bit and changed the style. And I think it's more readable in this form than it was in this. Here each pub had its own little piece.
Right.
Here we haven't done that so much. The old ones that don't exist now are all telescoped into one chapter.
I see.
And then some of the best stories, tales from old inns, are in a chapter on their own, you see.
Right.
Tales from the old inns.
I see. Now, how much is the latest edition, Bert?
The latest edition is $2.50.
So quite cheap, not much more than a pint of premium lager.
No,
something like
I
that.
suppose
So,
not.
I mean, for the price of a pint and a
A couple
half, or
of pints of bitter wouldn't buy it, would it?
no, absolutely not. Or 20 seconds on a fruit machine, and
Yes.
you
And the
can-
first one was, this one was 2 and 6pence. 2 and 6pence,
Two
12 and a half
shillings
p.
So gone up a little bit in price, but the
Yes.
quality has not dropped.
This
so-
one was 30 pence when it first came out.
Oh my goodness! And what do you think the 2004 edition is going to cost us then, Bert?
We shan't be able to afford it, shall we?
I doubt it. Well, we're looking forward to it already.
Welcome back. This week, Sandy Fidget popped into the studio with her children, Kirsty and Andrew. They didn't know it, but they were in for a big surprise just around the corner in Mothercare. Right, I'm here with Sandy Fidget. Sandy, can you tell me what you're doing in the Chantry Centre today?
I'm just going shopping.
You're just going shopping. You're just going shopping.
Shopping for tea.
What have Kirsty and Andrew done?
What have they done? What, today? Oh, what do they do?
What's the reason we're here?
Well, because I've been told that they're so good that they never leave my side when we're going around town, and they help me at home. Usually, yeah. Andrew loves washing all the dishes. Yeah.
Of course I do.
You love washing.
Washing all the dishes, do you? Do you? And how about Kirsty? Kirsty, you going to say hello?
Hello.
Say hello to everybody at Town TV.
Hello.
Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go round to Mothercare now, isn't that right? And somebody's going to present something, is that correct?
I don't know, I haven't been told.
You don't know? Okay, well, I guess we're going to find that out. So, what we'll do, we'll see you around at Mothercare in a minute. And
Is this one?
you've got one of those too. To watch Town TV then? Okay, well, we'll see you around at Mothercare in a minute. That's right, isn't it? Okay, 2 o'clock. So we'll see you then. Okay, all right. Right, well, here we are in Mothercare with Joe Hopgood, who's chairman of the Children's Relief Fund. Joe, can you tell me what's going on today?
Well, we've decided to give this Children's Achievement Award, and these two are always so good with their mother. They help her shopping and push her around and take such good care of her that we thought they would be two very worthwhile. So we've got a couple of medals to give them, and a couple of presents as well.
So why Mothercare? What are we doing in Mothercare?
Well, we thought it was very appropriate for two
that's
children,
right.
really.
Very good too. Sure, this is very worthwhile. So what's going to happen next? They're going to present some medals?
Yes, and the toys, and then we're going to take them across to Wimpy and buy them an ice cream.
Oh, smashing. Well, that's really worthwhile. And thanks for talking to the Town TV. And we're just going to film what's going to happen next. There you are. So Joe presents that to Andrew. He decided he doesn't want it on, but... And there's the other one to Kirsty. Well done. Give him a little clap. There we go. Well done. Here we go. Oh, Look at that.
Well, here we are, Saturday afternoon in the Chantry Centre. We're out on the prowl for out of work or between job musicians. We've heard there's a few of them sitting around in the little cafe area. We're not quite sure, but we'll take you down and find out if there is anyone. Come with me. It's a bit busy today, isn't it, Steve? Yeah, busy. But I think I spied some up here. There's some up there, look. Well, here we go. Look at that, SAD. As we live and breathe. We've got Rob and Will and John from SAD. They're going to tell us a little bit about what they've been doing since the last time we saw them on Town TV, which was about, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, up at Jay's Bar. So what have you been doing since then, Rob?
Well, it's been hectic. TV shows all over Europe and, it's, gigs everywhere. You still come back to Andover now and again, we've got a few days off to do a few little gigs.
Too long, too long, long. Self-satisfied smirks, self-belief. I know how it hurts the person beneath. But you've been on there too long, girl. You've been on there too long, girl. I know you're out of this world, but girl, you've been on there too long. Self-deception, self-correction, keeping on with the world, and fashion's concerned. But you've been on there too long, girl. You've been on there too long, girl. I know you're out of this world, but girl, you've been on there too long, too long. Believe the life and seize the time. Take your mind. But if it's a crime, I'll see the smokes. I know what lies behind. You've been there too long, girl. You've been there too long, girl. I know you're out of this world, but girl, you've been there too long, too long. Yeah, they're too long. Yeah, too long. You've been there too long, girl. You've been there too long, girl. I know you're out of this world, but girl, you've been there too long.
You got a tape out as well, anyone?
We do, yes. So we've got a tape on sale with all half of our own stuff and half covers, which is doing pretty well so far. We've sold out of the first batch, so we're now printing up a whole load more, and they'll be on sale in the near future, I hope.
So plans to go into CD production?
There have been suggestions that we ought to run off some CDs, to keep with the times, you know.
Tucked into his chest, but he's staring at Katie and she's looking away, she does best. Well, he drags his eyes away from the vision, stares into the night. He's waiting for the dawn chorus of morning and a light in his life. So baby, what you thinking? So baby, what you dreaming? He can't take the eyes away from a vision, can't stand the gaze. He can't take hold of his life and see reality through the haze. Well, he drags a blade across his face, refreshes the skin. Starts to sweat, starts to choke, starts to cry, cuts the chin. So baby, what you thinking? So baby, what you dreaming? Yeah, what you dreaming? Can't shake hands with a tightly clenched fist. Take two flames to light a fire. One faces the future where once past. Can't stop the thrill of desire. Yeah, the thrill of desire. Set your soul on fire. The thrill of desire.
So I want to know, John, is where's Rolf?
He's at home. He's now a father as of last week or the week before. So he thought he'd rather stay at home and look after his baby than come and talk to you today.
But being an hour and a half late, I mean, like, interview was supposed to be at what, 2 o'clock? And you turned up at 3:30 or whatever?
Well,
this is going to you, Rob. Mr. Blobby, you can do what you like with it, mate, but I mean, that's something that we're going to give to you from Town TV for really cocking it up, mate. But anyway, we'll take
a bit of black hair on it, look like it.
So, thanks very much, yeah, just like me. Well, on that note.
Hi, welcome to the UFO show. I thought this week we'd touch on dowsing. And for that, you need something like this, an ordinary coat hanger. You chop that away and you're left with an L shape. Many people use these dowsing rods for trying to douse for water and other materials. And also it's been used on crop formations with some strange results. It also finds ley lines, and an experiment was held over at Westbury with Colin Andrews and their team. And I'd just like to show you part of it now. We went out to Westbury and found several ley lines. The object was to sit on a ley line and see if it was possible to transmit a thought to another person. A Japanese gentleman with a computer and a band around the woman's head connected to the computer was one way of trying to find out if two people's mind could click. And in actual fact, what did happen was that Colin Andrews thought of a shape and the lady picked it up.
And I asked Pam to try and read a pattern which I will project. Okay, so I will get on the line myself, face her here. You won't be measuring me. And in measuring Pam, in trying to get it back down into an alpha or theta state, just a meditative state. Yeah, and she were to receive an image, right? And I will transmit a single image. And we won't agree it. I mean, I will just any image at all, and see how we do. One on the result and two on the screen. Is that worth doing? We've done a lot of very, very successful experiments of that kind, but not measuring with the instrument that you have.
So from the headband that she was wearing, her thoughts were going into the computer, and here's where they register on the screen. And it seems to be that you can send a message direct along a ley line much better and more accurate than you can without. This is very interesting. We hope to have Colin in the studio next week, and looking forward to asking him a few questions, because he's been over in the States now for about a year. I'm sure he's got a lot of information for us. So until then, bye for now.
Bert Ernie worked for the Southern Evening Echo in London Street, Andover, for many years. And to conclude our interview with him, we thought we'd ask Bert about Andover in the past, what his thoughts are on Andover. Did he prefer it in the old days, or maybe he prefers it now? But it'd be nice to hear from you, the viewers, what you think about Andover. Call us on Andover 335556, that's 335556. Let us know what you think about your town. Let us know what you think about Andover. Or write to us here at the Chantry Studio in the Chantry Centre. Look forward to hearing from you.
Is there maybe any relationship between journalism, drinking and writing books on pubs?
There you have it, yes. It's a popular conception, isn't it, that journalists and drinking go closely together. In fact, it's said that a newspaper man's life is divided into three parts. 1, getting the story. 2, writing the story. And 3, waiting for the next story to happen. And it is said that he always waits for that in the pub. It's the best source of news gathering, mind you, the pub.
Really?
Oh yes. If I was ever short of a story, I'd pop into the nearest local and I'd pick one up, just like that.
So were you actually based in Andover?
Yes, I was, yes. We had an office in London Street.
Right. And for how many years did you do that?
I was there for 33 years, practically the whole of my journalistic career there.
Right, so you
Yes.
were a journalist all your professional life?
Oh yes, yes. I did a job for a couple of years when I left school in an estate office at Leckford. But apart from that, I've been in journalism.
Right. And your entire life has been in and around Andover?
Yes, yes.
Now, obviously, you must have seen a lot of change in Andover over the years. Do you think for the better, or what have the changes been like?
Yes, some is for the better and some is for the worst. We've lost the old blazes of character, some of the old buildings, some of the little alleyways that shot off them, and some of the character of an old market town has been lost, of course. But we've gained jobs and factories and schools and decent road system, sports centre, shopping centre. All these things have come about as a result of town development.
Right. I mean, obviously, we're sitting here in the Chantry Centre at the moment. I'd imagine there was probably some fairly interesting buildings on the Chantry Centre site.
I think where we are at the moment is we're in the vicinity of Chantry Farm.
Right.
And this was a farm in the middle of the town here. And the last farmer that I can remember was a man named Ambrose.
Right.
And he ran it.
And what did they farm? Arable or?
Just a mixed farm, I think. A bit of arable, bit of dairy.
Right. And how long ago was that?
Cows running up the Chantry
running
Street.
through the marketplace. And how
It
many?
wasn't a large farm, of course. There were 1, 2, 3 farms that I can remember in Andover. Dance's farm in New Street. They had a lot of cows there.
Right.
And Dean's farm, which was off the Wayhall Road, where the Portway Industrial Estate is now.
Right, so it really was a very much sort of agricultural market town.
That's right. That's what it was. It was
And how long ago did that really start to change?
Well, in the 1960s, they signed the agreement to start changing it. And the building started in the 70s. This town centre, I think, was opened in 1972.
Right.
I believe I'm right, off the top of my
Aged
head.
well, I mean, 20 years old
Yes,
now. That's very
Of course, it's just been extended and covered in
Right.
about 3 years ago, something like that, 3, 4. Time flies.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to keep track sometimes. I know what
Yeah.
you mean. I keep coming home and my children are about another 2 years old before I've even noticed. Okay. Bert, thank you very, very much for your time today. Now, very soon we will be going around the inns of Andover with you and going through in line with your book. And we'll be looking forward to that. Won't be doing too much drinking. I think we'll try and be professional about that. And maybe we can go afterwards.
We'll call it an historical tour rather than a pub crawl.
Absolutely. So it's Bert and Steve's historical tour of the inns of Andover. Thanks very much, Bert. I look forward to it.
Pleasure.
As I mentioned earlier, we hope to have Colin Andrews on the show in a week's time, and I thought it might be nice to show a little of his video to show about the man that you'll be seeing. And also, you'll be able to probably buy a copy of this in a couple of weeks' time from the Town TV studio here in the precinct.
It's a single circle with a pathway, is it? At Way Hill? Yeah, actually I'm not too far away from there right now. Yeah, so I'll go directly there and, yeah, that's fine, and you'll fly, will you? Okay, Pat, yeah, we'll see what we've got. Thanks then, bye-bye. I've often wondered, why me? Why did I find myself being one of only 3 people in the world 10 years ago, focusing my attention on these markings? Other people were driving by. Others weren't even giving those beautiful patterns a second glance. I not only had glanced, I had thoroughly looked, investigated, photographed, and thought to the degree I couldn't sleep for nights on end, thoughts of possibilities. And all the time, this pain. It was on the threshold of pain, this feeling in my stomach that I was looking at something of such magnitude. Why were other people passing it by? And for nearly a decade, I appreciated, it was more than appreciation, we had something here of importance, tremendous importance, but nobody appeared to be listening. Just nobody was listening. But now, of course, in communicating this widely around the world, suddenly there is an awakening, and we have now offers of scientific assistance, and hundreds, thousands of people are now tremendously intrigued and involved in trying to unravel the mystery of these circles. Our database at Circles Phenomenon Research contains nearly 3,000 crop circle reports. During the last 10 years, I have visited, measured and catalogued over 1,000 of these, and each genuine formation never ceases to stir me. The fieldwork has involved soil and plant analysis, extensive ground, aerial and infrared photography, precise measurements, radiation and magnetic field readings, as well as computer support. It is only by detailed fieldwork that the authenticity of these crop markings have been verified.
Well, I know they're not A, hoaxes, and they're not B, the win, because we had one night we were out walking the crops actually until 10 o'clock at night, and we were walking actually right through the area that one circle appeared in the next morning. And I was out there at 6:30 the next morning when the circle appeared, and it happened right through where we'd been walking the night before. And we'd had a thunderstorm overnight and made the ground very sticky. So while we were walking through it in the morning, our boots were stuck up with mud. And when we got to the circle, it had been a heavy dew as well, and the crop was let down, covered in dew. There was no marks in it whatsoever. And where we'd been walking down the wheel marks, we'd left chalk prints on the leaves of all the plants. So the leaves had no signs of any chalk prints on them or anything. And the dew was all settled. There was not a sign of any disturbance whatsoever.
If I hone in quickly to some of the salient features that can assure the public of the authenticity of the phenomenon and the importance of this phenomenon, they are these. We have here in central southern England a strata of chalk and surface limey soil, which when wet will positively leave footprints. When dry, they will leave nodules of dried soil which will crumble to powder by the lightest touch. Now, in both conditions, human presence will be detected, and none are in the crop circles. We have plants which bruise easily, oilseed rape plants bruise extremely easily, and will snap off like celery when pushed over by human feet, ropes or chains or any other method which people may well feel inclined to try, and they will find that again those plants will not perform in the same way as these extraordinary circles are performing. Those plants in the crop circles that we're looking at do not bruise, they are not bruised, they are totally respected in every respect by the energies involved, and they do not snap, they are bent.
Last year we went into one of the circles shortly after it was made, and it was a bar connecting the two circles, and in the centre of the bar, where that joined the circle, there was 5 different layers of crop in the circle, where the circle had been forming at the same time as the bar, and they were all layered, and none of the layers were the same direction, so they were all at slightly different angles and all layered like a weave pattern, all on top of one another, and there was at least 5 different layers we could see in there. And the complexity of the circle, I mean, it's so fine-lined and detailed. I mean, last year we had lines which were only inches wide, and you couldn't make them even with your feet. And the crop is, when the crop is laid in the circles, it is not sharp. It seems to be just laid over flat, and if the crop is green when it goes down, it seems to recover itself and turn at the node and point back up again and still carry on growing. So it's not actually been broken, it's just left over. So it's got a gentle action on the crop and not severe enough to break it. And I think it's amazing how it just corrects itself, and you end up then with a crop with the heads all pointing up but about 6 inches lower than the rest of the field at the end of it.
The new decade heralded the discovery of a formation which would polarise thinking and coin a new phrase, pictogram. This new family pattern was probably the most pronounced evolutionary step yet, which led within weeks to something much more dramatic. Additional fingers, boxes and rings, the sky was the limit, capped in the closing weeks of the season with a breathtaking pattern at Fawley Down in Hampshire, which was to leave us the winter to contemplate what might occur the following year. 1991 saw a reduction in simple forms, but a consistency of complexity which included a strong suggestion of insect and animal shapes, dolphins, beetles, and other unusual shapes that we are still studying.
Hello again. You may know that we try most weeks to try and slip in a song or a poem to raise the intellectual level of the proceedings, perhaps. Last week we explored the predicament of Andover swimming pool. This week we have a slightly perhaps less popular subject, and that is a question of smoking. Maybe you saw the Andover Midweek Advertiser last week. Smoke no more in '94. Well, if you're suffering from the withdrawal symptoms of nicotine, don't come to the Chances Centre studio. There are a lot of robbers in here. They all smoke like chimneys. But I think it's time to put the record straight. There's a little song here which I wrote as a study in major and minor key. Now, if you understand music, and I'm sure you do, minor keys are rather mournful. Major keys are rather more cheerful, you see. And the problem with giving up smoking, as I know to my own cost, is that you go the full gamut of emotion from delight to despair. And so the music will go along with this. It's called Where There's Smoke. I wake up in the morning with a kipper in one lung, with a cough which rocks the rafters and a nasty tasting tongue. I sip my morning cup of tea, then almost straight away I reach out for the packet and the first one of the day. But not anymore, not anymore. The fags are in the cupboard and I've locked the blasted door. Not anymore, not anymore. Today's the day to kick the habit of smoking. I'll sample some hypnosis and a helpline on the phone. I'll put the ashtrays in the attic and declare a smokeless zone. I'll put patches on my body and I'll chew on gum all day, with half a pound of peppermints to take the taste away. I gotta be brave, I gotta be brave. Consider my new lifestyle and the money I shall save. I gotta be brave, I gotta be brave. Today's the day to kick the habit of smoking. I feel so much better than I've ever felt before. The milk of human kindness oozes out of every pore. When friends light up in company and puff smoke in me face, I tell them I think smoking is an absolute disgrace. You gotta give up, that's what I tell them. You gotta give up. And then, like me, your breath will be like a springtime buttercup. You gotta give up. You gotta give up. Today's the day to kick the habit of smoking. My wife has left me and run away with a man who smokes 20 cigars a day. She said as she left, "You're a right old Burke. Those nicotine patches are starting to work." I strangled the cat and the budgie too, for me frenzied fingers had nothing to do. I crashed the car, ran over the dog, engaged a policeman in dialogue. Oh, I'm so sorry, officer, I have no idea what came over me. I left my temper to no avail and find myself in the county jail. Ooh. Come along, sir, come along now. Just relax. Why don't you have a cigarette while I take your statement? Just give me one more.
give me one more. Then leave me to me misery and lock the prison door. Give me one more. Give me one more. Tomorrow's the day to kick the habit. Give me a chance and watch me grab it. Tomorrow's the chance to kick the habit of smoking. King.